Okay, let's make sure everything's ready. All the doors locked. Document sealed. The disturbing part is I've known her for all of 2 minutes, and I'm not convinced that she's not being literal. See, I'll be honest, I feel like at this point, the new Orion, the revived new Orion, the one that had the stick taken out. Yeah, whatever. I feel like he would play this just a little bit and say something like, you know, I'll be honest, Iso, she's not wrong. I really can't resist the impulse to punch her in the face sometimes. You know, just to have a little bit of fun at Iso's expense. I will say, and this is strictly a personal thing, like I'm not saying do this, I feel like Park should be taller than Orion and Isa. Now maybe that's, she's naturally long-legged, maybe she's just wearing, 7-inch stiletto heels, I don't know. But just something about her demeanor makes me want to say she should be taller. And with the way she plays up her sex appeal, it's not unlikely that she would be doing heels. So, but that's just, random thought there. So I'm gonna be a little bit of a, shameless pig here and say I feel like some of the, flashbacks and stories, such as this one, might benefit from a CG art shot. Yeah, I know. Just roll with it. So I'll give ISO credit for the lead-in question being about hampers. It's a very mundane topic, very kind of easy to slip in under people's defenses, and then lead into a bigger question that isn't totally without foundation at that point. Also, where does the name Bonnie come from? Like, is Isoban not her real name? Yeah, there we go.
Four spouses? Jesus. Dude must have made off like a frickin' bandit on Father's Day.
Yeah, I'm sure she would really cut loose. Okay. I'm not sure if this is a frame rate issue or a system issue. Or I'm just reading into it. But I seem to be getting some frame rate problems. While the credits are going by, my overall thoughts on the game are, overall right now I'd give it, I'd say about a 7.2 out of 10. Part 1 definitely feels a lot stronger than parts 2 and 3. And overall I think part 3 is the weakest of the 3. It's introducing a lot of material, or addressing a lot of material, and then just, oh, we're at the end, we're done. You know, the whole situation with Grace Darrow. You know, is there some connection between Grace Darrow and, I can't remember the name you gave her. The hologram with the blue hair. You know, is that Grace Darrow? Is it someone else? She referred to humans as something different than her. So, is she an alien? Is she a higher life form? Is she a computer program? Is she an actual example of a strong AI? What is her connection to Yucatan? I'm not sure if this is something you're putting in it for, you know, a follow-up game, or a spin-off, or side story, or what have you. But as it is right now, it feels a bit, what's a good way to put this? It feels like I'm being shown a plate of cake and being told, no, you can't have it. You know, I'm basically being given the carrot, but I'm not getting. I'm basically being shown the carrot and then being given the stick, basically. When we had talked, you said that Emmy was a real monster. I don't agree with that assessment. I think Emmy is an example of a person who was basically put into a situation by forces outside of her direct control, namely her family, that she was not interested in having, and simply worked to accept it because that was what she had been raised and trained to do. Basically, you know, she had been raised and taught by her family and her upbringing, you know, this is what you're going to do. This is what you should be happy with. And you know, she was given that. She did her best to do that. Basically not understanding there are other things in life. Now, all of that being said, a lot of my earlier statements about her do still stand in place. She is not someone that I would trust were I in the universe. She is a liar. She is a very codependent individual with manipulative tendencies. All of that being said, I'm not saying she's a bad character. As you said, many of the characters have significant negative attributes to them. It does make the character diverse from the others, which is good. Though it does kind of raise some question about her mental state, but not the way I'm making it sounds right now. Basically, learning about her and her real past, I'm left wondering, is this a case of you have someone who's mentally, 25 in a 50-year-old body? Or did she get, some sort of genetic treatment to basically, reverse her aging or hold her aging at 25, 30, somewhere in that realm? As I hinted at when I was doing the video, I think her daughter is interesting lead-in for other stories down the line. I admit I was kind of expecting her to be, like an ex-lover from Jack or his sister. So I do want to see more of the exploration of Riley, and coming at more of an explanation of what an E-form actually is and what the difference between an E-form and a Z-form are. You kind of hinted at it being, the Z-form is the cheap knockoff and the E-form is the, the premier model, I guess. I'm just spitballing on this one. It seems like you're hinting that Echo 6 and the research she destroyed is about, creating an E-form. Again, this goes back to the one with the hologram with the blue hair. Who, what, why? Again, you may be looking at this as a way to lead into another story, and that's fine. But as it is right now, I feel like it's a very ugly, dangling plot thread that there isn't any real conclusion at the end of the story. It just kind of feels like Oren's like, well, I'm going to pack up my shit and go home now. Bye. Oh, okay. That whole thing about the Darrow device and maybe preventing / instigating a syndicate war, and the whole thing about, imposing rules on reality through the Darrow device, and what's going on with Echo 6, what is she trying to accomplish, what is the other woman trying to accomplish long term, what is the fallout going to be from those bond papers? Was Staver being honest and sincere when he said, pulling that much money out of the system is going to, put a target on the Verusa's back? Like I said, I thought part 1 was the strongest of the 3. Even though it raised a lot of questions, none of the questions were being focused on to such a point that they felt important to the resolution of part 1. That is very different from parts 2 and 3, where it felt like a lot of the alien tech, a lot of the unknown development, a lot of the backroom dealings, the hologram woman, the memory encoder settlement and all that, they were being focused on a great deal more, and I was being led to believe that they are parts of the resolution of the story. And then we got to the end. Oh. Okay. So, anyway, I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to do one more looking at the extras I've unlocked and then talk about those.